Hey everybody, David here, and today I'm going to be talking about the Crisis on Earth X special that's airing for the Arrowverse. That's right, and tonight's episodes were the Supergirl and Arrow episodes, so part 1 and 2 of the crossover, even though it really does feel like a accumulation of all 4 shows. It doesn't feel like this was a Supergirl episode or this was an Arrow episode. It actually does feel like accumulation of all of them, and that's what I was really hoping for. I think this is something that last year's crossover didn't really feel like it. When you watch those 3 parts, part 1 definitely felt like a Flash episode, part 2 was the Arrow episode, and part 3 felt like the Legends of Tomorrow episode. Where this one feels more like the other Flash and Arrow crossover, the one from where they were setting up Legends of Tomorrow. The episodes were called Legends of Today and Legends of Yesterday. That 2-part crossover where Vandal Savage attacked Team Arrow and Team Flash. That one felt like a consistent 2-part team up. Like, it didn't feel like an Arrow episode. It didn't feel like a Flash episode. It felt like accumulation of both, and that's what this special did really well so far in its first 2 episodes. So let's get right into the beginning of the episode. We see all the teams one after the other. We see Team Flash first. Barry and Iris are talking about their marriage because they have to get ready because they're getting married. We see Star City, Oliver's kicking his ass, the ninjas or whatever. And then we see the Legends are in the 1800s, time traveling. All of them are getting their wedding invitations and all that. And same thing with Supergirl. Supergirl's story is kind of integrated into the team up, with Alex still getting over Maggie, which she should have kind of been by this point, but fine, whatever. And Kara's dealing with Mon-El. I was hoping that John Jones, Martian Manhunter, would have went along with the ride with Kara and Alex, but fine, we didn't get them coming. Hopefully next year we'll see a crossover with Martian Manhunter in next year's crossover. But what we did get in this episode was a lot of fun. There were a lot of great characters interactions, specifically in the church scene. There was a lot of great stuff with Mick going on there. There was a little moment where Mick got to sit beside Captain Singh, and he said something. I forgot what the line was now, but Captain Singh was like, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" And Mick said some hilarious line that I really enjoyed and I thought was hilarious. And there was just so much great Mick moments that I really enjoyed. I did think to myself throughout the first part of the episode, though, through the first hour, that I kind of want to get to the Earth X stuff, the Nazi heroes, I guess, because that seemed really interesting to me. But what part 1 I think did really well was set up the character stories and their moments. I mean, we did even get a really good moment between Sarah and Alex. I thought they had a little relationship going on, even though Alex afterwards seemed kind of like she was regretting it. And I was like, come on, Alex, have a little fun with your life. I thought you were cool. You used to be like Sarah back in season 1. You were badass, and now I feel like they're kind of weakening Alex a little bit in this episode, in this special. There's times where she's cool and she's kicking ass with Sarah, and then there's times where she's like, "Oh, I don't know if what I did was right," and I'm like, "Come on, Alex, who cares? Have fun," like Kara's saying. Fine, but there was even a nice little callback to the Supergirl and Flash musical crossover where Kara, at the wedding, sang the song that Barry sang to Iris at the end of the musical crossover, which I thought was nice. And, a lot of these actors have the ones with singing talent that we saw in that crossover have really nice voices, and I'm glad Melissa Benoist got to sing that song because it's a really nice song. it got the mood going, man. So part one of the crossover was really good. I'm kind of mad at the show, though, for spoiling the identities of the three villains. One, they didn't reveal in behind-the-scenes photos, but the other three they did, which was Oliver Queen was the evil doppelganger. I think we would have figured it out anyways, and we got an evil Kara. And we got Eobard Thawne back, but instead of being an Eobard Thawne from Earth X, he's actually the Eobard Thawne that we knew from the finale of The Flash, where apparently he survived. I guess we saw him survive also on Legends of Tomorrow, right? But he doesn't look like the other actor that played him. He looks like Tom Cavanagh, who it makes me wonder if they did try reaching out to that actor and maybe they couldn't get him back for this crossover. So instead they got Tom Cavanagh back, which is fine to me. I think both actors are great as Eobard Thawne. So I just felt the excuse of him going back because he likes it, going back to the look of Harrison Wells just seemed a little weird. But other than that, I think it's great to have Eobard Thawne back. I hope they don't kill him off, because I think Eobard Thawne is a great villain that you want to keep around for as much as you can. Kill him subtly, maybe. Like, make it look like you killed him, but not really, Like, make him die off screen. So that way, okay, maybe he could still be alive out there. And then we move into the second episode, which that's where the action really begins. And the shit goes down, man. We even get Metallo in this second part of the crossover. And we also find out that evil Oliver and evil Kara are in a relationship together. I didn't see that coming, but I like it. I like seeing that relationship, because it's a combination we haven't really gotten before. I really wanted to see some Supergirl and Arrow team up, and they just gave us something that I didn't think we would get. They gave us a different type of team up, which I'm like, okay, I can live with this. I can have this be our team up with Oliver and Kara. I think it brings it, even though they're evil, they're the doppelgangers. I think it was something interesting and cool that I really enjoyed. I will say that Cisco didn't really show up in the second half of the episode, but he's still knocked out unconscious, I guess. And we got Felicity. I should also speak about Felicity, by the way, before I go on to other things. Felicity, Oliver asked Felicity to marry him early on in the first half of the episode. Forgot to mention about that. And Felicity said no, so there's that whole storyline going on. I think Felicity will say yes by the end of the last part of the episode, because there have been some rumors about something. I won't spoil it just in case no one has heard. I don't know for sure. I didn't see these photos, but apparently there are photos somewhere. So if you want to find out something about the finale, I don't know, I don't know. But yeah, so I think Oliver and Felicity will decide to get married. That's just me. I could be totally wrong, and those rumors that I heard could be a lie, but we'll see. I saw the preview for next week. Next week looks freaking awesome. We find out that the reason they need Kara from the Kara that we know, apparently the doppelganger Kara is dying because she flew too close to the sun. Kind of reminded me of All-Star Superman, if you guys read that comic. Something like that happens to Superman where he begins to die. There's an animated video of All-Star Superman where he also flew too close to the sun and the radiation affected him badly, and it was like cancer. It was like he was slowly dying. So it sounds like they borrowed a little bit of that. And now they're trapped in a concentration camp, some of the heroes. One of my only things that I was curious about was that we didn't really get Ray, Amaya. Some of the legends were missing. Ray, Amaya, and Nate. And I thought that was interesting that they were left out of this, the wedding at least. Like, they couldn't even have a little cameo at the wedding. I know they have to, like, arrange certain actors' schedules around, but I'm just surprised they weren't able to squeeze Supergirl. I mean, those three at least, and Zyra as well. I'm surprised they couldn't squeeze them at the wedding. Well, Zyra didn't really need to be there because she's like, she never met any of those heroes. But I'm looking forward to her teaming up with them. We also got a little bit of Caitlin Frost. Killer Frost, sorry, Caitlin Frost. Killer Frost, and looks like Mick's a little impressed by her. It must be something with Mick and people that have ice powers. I don't know. Or an ice gun. Yeah, that was a little interaction there. There were some great character interactions throughout this entire episode. We even got some Felicity and Iris moments. Yeah, this was a really great first two-part episodes. The first 2 hours of this really huge crossover event. I have a feeling Superman might show up in one of the next parts tomorrow. We'll see. But so far, yeah, this has been awesome so far. So guys, tell me what you thought of this episode. Are you enjoying it just as much as I am? I think this is already better than the Invasion crossover from last year because I like how it really does feel like a special event crossover rather than 3 parts from 3 different shows. This feels like a more coherent team up, like I said earlier. So comment below, have a discussion about this episode. I'm so excited about it. Tell me your theories, some of the things that I might have missed. And like this video, subscribe to my channel, especially if you're a huge fan of DC TV. And until tomorrow, take care.